Hey, I'm gonna say great morning to everybody out here. I'm sitting here at the rail yard, getting ready to get my chassis worked on. It's a Saturday, and I was just sitting here just thinking. I was thinking about how depression and despair, lead to them suicidal thoughts, and how that thing is so strong, it's so deep. You know, that's one of them demonic influences that really can catch you off guard and come out of nowhere. And even with me being 50 years old, overcoming alcoholism, overcoming depression and suicidal thoughts and tendencies, it never goes away. It never goes away. And you have to continue to keep yourself encouraged. And sometimes, the reason I'm talking about this now is because I had somebody that I know that had a child that unalived themselves. And it hit me because, whenever someone younger, we all expect to outlive our kids. And when someone loses a kid, that's traumatic enough. But to know that you lost your kid because they gave up on life, that's got to be another level of just, man. So I wanted to share, man, because like I said, it's no shame. People used to look at me and think, why are you depressed? Why are you thinking like that? But I'm going to tell y'all, before the technology that we have today, we didn't have access to, people that we had to go see each other. We just had to go by people's house to see if they was there. Because calling on the phone, they might not answer, but they might be asleep. So we just had to go by their house. Today, we got so much access to everything and everybody to where you would think people would be able to know if somebody was a little bit off. But I'm going to tell y'all, man, I'll never forget, man. It was July 15, 2004. July 15, 2004. My sister called me. It was my 30th birthday. I had been drinking, because like I said, I battled depression, despair, feeling worthless, like I done made everybody else. I just disappointed everybody else. And I never said it out, but by me drinking the way that I was drinking, it just looked like, oh, he's an alcoholic. No, I was drinking trying to numb that pain of, man, I've disappointed my family. I've dropped the ball. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest grandchild. I'm the oldest child. I made decisions, and now, man, I've disappointed my family. And when my sister called me and said to me, you giving us your butt to kiss for the last time. When she said that to me, y'all, I started crying. Because I'm like, man, this is my sister that always done had my back. And y'all, I'm telling you, I made my mind up that day. I'm telling this so people can know this is normal. This ain't abnormal. This is normal. I was a person that I had a house at the time. I was married, making, decent money. At that time, I had lost my job due to me continuing to drink. My drinking got so out of control because I was just so down in the dumps about not being where I wanted to be. But see, it was a thought that had been placed there, and it shouldn't even been placed there. Because like I said, if you look around and you would think, man, your life really ain't that bad. But you couldn't tell me that, because that demon of depression and despair, that thing is real. So when you thinking, oh man, okay, things kind of good, and you hear that voice that say, man, but you're supposed to be a little bit better than this, and you like, man, I can't get it together. So man, when I hopped on that phone with my sister, I said, you know what, God, I ain't disappointing nobody no more. I ain't disappointing nobody no more. I said, that's it. I said, God, I don't know what you see in me, but you must be crazy for believing in me. Y'all, I honestly said that anything you're hearing me say, know this, the God's honest truth. I don't BS. I ain't telling no BS. And I'm not finna lie on God. I said to God, I don't know what is wrong with you for believing in me. And I said, I'm finna kill myself. I went downstairs, y'all. I made the noose out of the, the extension cord. I hung the noose in the garage. This is July 15, 2004. At the time, fresh haircut, looking, still clean shaven and everything. You outside, you would think it's normal, but the inside, I was messed up. So as I made that noose, I knew I had to get drunk, but I didn't have enough. I didn't have no liquor at the house, and I didn't feel like walking. It was the summertime in Georgia. I went to the deep freezer because I remember my mother told me, your uncles used to get drunk by drinking rubbing alcohol. I was so out of my mind, I said, let me get this rubbing alcohol, this frozen concentrated orange juice, so I can dilute it, so I could be able to stomach it. And I'm finna this is how crazy my brain was. I'm finna go upstairs and tell God why he got to still let me come to heaven after I killed myself. So y'all, I go upstairs. I say, God, I don't deserve your light. I close all the curtains. I make the room dark, black. I said, God, I don't deserve your light. I sat down in that green chair, my chair that I would sit in and drink, one of my many chairs where I used to sit and drink. And I started sipping that nasty rub. It was so disgusting, but I knew I had to down it because I had to get inebriated enough to go hang myself. And this is the thing, y'all. Like I said, I wasn't a unalive myself person that knew like a correct way to unalive myself. I'm just going off stuff that I done seen. I figured that would be the easiest way. So as I'm sitting there sipping that rubbing alcohol and orange juice, I'm talking to God. The allergies down here, y'all, so excuse me. I apologize for that. But yeah, this is real, y'all. This ain't I'm not polished. I'm talking to God. I said, God, I know you probably had, something for me to do, but I apologize for letting you down. Now, y'all, I was suicidal times before. And I would, get to that place. I never heard God say anything. I never heard him say nothing. So as I'm sitting there, I'm not thinking I'm going to hear him say nothing now. So I'm sitting there and I'm sipping. And all of a sudden I hear him say, if you love me, you won't do this. I paused. Now, mind y'all, he said, if you love me, you won't do this. He didn't say, if you love you, you won't do this. Because he knew I ain't love myself. But I would always say, God, I love you. I'm sorry for letting you down, but I love you. He said for the second time. Because, y'all, I'm like, I know I didn't just hear that. Then the second time, he said, if you love me, you won't do this. I stretched across my bed. God, what is wrong with you? Like, are you crazy? Like, why are you believing? Like, what, do you want to see me suffer? You know I can't stop drinking. Like, man, please, why are you doing this to me? He said for the third time, if you love me, you won't do this. Get up and look through your wallet. Now, when he said that, y'all, I'm thinking, look through my wallet. Because I used to drunk dial everybody in my wallet, all the cards in my wallet at the time. I would drunk dial. I would get drunk and just call people. I said, get my wallet for what? He said, get up and look through your wallet. So, y'all, this is God speaking. So, because I ain't never heard him speak before then. I get in the chair and I start looking through my wallet. I'm looking through the cards. I come to this one card of this gentleman. I had met him 2 years prior. I used to do vending machines, and I drank all on the truck. I had to have I was a functional alcoholic, but it got to the point to where I drank to the blackout stage. It wasn't no drinking to get buzz. I drank to the blackout stage. Well, when I saw that gentleman at the store, where I stopped and play my lottery numbers and get liquor, on a daily basis, he was talking to the counter person as I was going by to get my drink, and I was standing in line behind him. And I heard him say something about this angelic radio station. Now, to go back to a previous time where I attempted to commit suicide, I attempted to unalive myself, instead of me dying, I woke up throwing up, vomiting, and when I came back into the room, wondering like, God, why am I not dead? Like, because I took some Wild Irish Rose and BC goodies. I told you I didn't know how to really unalive myself. I just thought that was, I came back in the room and I heard angelic radio station. I was like, I had never heard of that station. And I'm like, how did that come up? So at that time I was thinking, man, that's God speaking to me, telling me, because I'm like, man, that got to be crazy. An angel must have came in here and like, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't listening to that. I never even heard of that station. So when I heard him talking about it, I said, hey, I shared that story with him. He gave me his card. I didn't call him because he was saying, man, that's a powerful testimony. We got Promise Keeper event going on. You should come down. Now, y'all, at this time, during this time, when me being an alcoholic, I would often say things that I'm going to do and not fall through. That's why I'm going to do some more videos on this, because this subject is very, and I'm telling y'all, it's very important. And I pray that this will encourage somebody else to know that this was 30 years, almost 30 years ago, and you're still looking at me here today. But what ended up happening was I never called him, but I put his card in my wallet. So that morning, God said to me, call him. So this God telling me to call him. How you know it's God? Normally I never call people in the morning. I don't like interrupting people's sleep, because I don't want nobody to interrupt my sleep. I'm still like that to the day. I won't call nobody early if I feel like they're asleep. I won't call nobody late if I feel like they're asleep. So it was in the morning time. He said to me, call him. So I called him. I said, hey, sir. And he, I reminded him where he knew me from. And he said, oh yes, I remember you. And God said, ask him. I said, do you know somewhere I can get help for drinking? The crazy thing is, when God said ask him, he didn't say what to ask him, but it's like I knew what he was saying, ask him. When I asked him where where can I get help for drinking, he said, oh, well, no, I don't really know nowhere. And yeah, when he said, no, I don't know nowhere, all I'm thinking, I'm just waiting for him to get off the phone. So I'm like, yes, God, your plan didn't work. Now you gotta let me do this and come to heaven. So I can't remember what he said. I was just, trying to get him off the phone. So when he got off the phone, I'm like, yes, God's plan didn't work. Yes, now I can go unalive myself. Y'all hear how crazy that is? I was happy that I can go unalive myself. I went into the other room. That rubbing alcohol and orange juice was nasty. But after a while, I had been sipping it. I'm feeling my insides doing a little, like exploding, like little bombs going off on my insides. So I'm sitting there, y'all, and the phone rings. Now, normally when I would be drinking at the house, I would take the phone off the hook, because I didn't want nobody to call and interrupt me drinking. Man, it was so, ooh, Lord, thank you, Lord. Apologize, y'all, because this stuff still hit hard, because like I said, I can still feel it. But I'm sitting there and the phone rings. So I figured this person don't know they're going to be the last person to ever talk to me. So I pick up the phone, and it was one of my friends from elementary school. And the crazy thing is, y'all, I was talking to this friend as if like nothing was going on. Regular. Hey, what's going on? Hey, man, how you doing? Like I'm not going to get ready to go unalive myself. And when I got off the phone, because I'm happy. I'm happy that now you got to let me unalive myself and come to heaven. So when I get off the phone, I start back sipping. Then the phone rings again. I'm thinking that friend again. I pick up the phone, but it was the gentleman that I called earlier from the card. He said, hey, man, I just remembered. I bumped into some guys last month, about a month ago. They were doing a concert in Athens, Georgia, and they told me about this place. It's a year-long recovery. It's a Christian recovery program. Would that be something you're interested in? Y'all, I said yes, because listen, back at that time, I was drinking and depressed, and there was a cry out to God. It was a cry out to God. And I'm like, God, if I could just get like somewhere like around your word, and I would always say that. So when he said this, a year-long recovery program, Christian, I said, oh yes, I'm definitely interested in that. Y'all, right when he said that, the devil said, why did you tell him that? You gotta be gone before your wife comes home. And I said, yeah, I'm just telling him that. Y'all, I'm sitting here talking with him like he my buddy. I said, yeah, I just got him off the phone. Yeah, you know I'm gonna be doing. I just want to hurt him, get him off the phone. So I get him off the phone, start back sipping. The phone rings again about 5 minutes later, or a few minutes later. I can't remember. It feels like 5 minutes now the further away I get from it, but it had to be more like maybe 20 minutes or something like that. It rings again. I pick it up. It was him. Hey, man, I want to know where you live. I'm on the way to come get you. I said, I'm in Lithonia. Just call me, because I'm thinking he's 30 minutes away, because I know he lived like 45 minutes away. So I said, oh, okay, well, just call me when you get close. He said, I'm on the way. The devil said, man, you got to go kill yourself now. I get up, and I'm trying to go check, because back then we had the, the cordless phone, but you had to go put it back, hang it back up. I had the cordless phone. So I said, hey, call me when you get to this side. I get up. I'm trying to go to the room to put the phone on. So he said, I'm already en route. Tell me, where are you in Lithonia? I said, hey, I'm off Panola Road. Just call me when you get close to Lithonia. I'll tell you where I'm at, because I'm studying trying to, get to the room. I ain't even got to the where I got to hang it up at is on the opposite side, on the side of the bed where I slept. I was coming from another room. So I'm trying to get to the side of the bed. Call me when you get close. He said, well, hey, I'm already en route. Where are you off Panola Road? I said, hey, I'm way down off, because I'm still thinking he's 30 minutes away. I said, I'm down off Thompson Mill. Just call me when you get close. He said, well, I am close. He said, where are you on Thompson Mill? I said, how close are you? He said, I'm about 5 minutes away. Right when he said that, y'all, it felt like time stopped. It's like I was full speed ahead. And when he said 5 minutes away, it's like I stopped in slow motion. And I heard God say to me, you said that you don't have a family. I will give you a new family. You saw how you gotten everything that you got without me. Imagine what I will give you when you live for me. Y'all, while he's telling me this, I'm trying to brush my teeth and get this nasty stuff off my tongue, because this gentleman about to get ready to be pulling up to my house. And I'm trying to just get myself back right. So he came and picked me up that day, y'all. He took me around to see some of the brothers that had graduated from that program and how they were living and everything. Now, mind y'all, my head is foggy. My insides is just erupting all over the place because of the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol. Oh my God. These gentlemen are walking up to me and saying, hey brother, love you, my brother. Now mind you, where I grew up, we didn't say stuff like that, because we thought that only females told each other love. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm from the generation where that's what they thought. So I never heard that from another male. When I heard these brothers saying that, and I saw the genuine love in their eyes, like that genuine love, it cracked something in me that let me believe maybe I'm not as bad as I thought I was. Now, I still felt terrible, but I'm like, if they're seeing me, and I can see it, they weren't BSing, they weren't looking like, they was, brother, hey, love you, my brother. Hey, it's a great decision you're making to go to the program. So, long story short, y'all, I ended up going to that program. Now, I had to go twice, because the first time when I went there, I was doing it for everybody else, and I really didn't do it for God the way I said that I was going to do it for God, because I was thankful for him for not allowing me to take my life. It was about a year later when that gentleman came to the program I was at. The program, I still love the Potter's House to this day. I got brothers from there, man, I can definitely tell y'all some stories, but he came there about 11 months later. There was going to be a graduation, and he was visiting someone, and I saw him sitting in the chapel in the pews, and I was a part of the praise and worship team. And when I saw him sitting out there, I walked up to him. I said, hey. I said, and he saw me. He was like, oh, hey. He gave me a hug. And I said, hey, man, what made you come pick me up that day? He said, man, all I know is when I got off the phone with you, God told me, he said, man, go get him right now. I said, do you know if you would have been even 5 minutes later, I would have been dead? I saw him get teary-eyed. I started crying. Gave me a hug. And that was me seeing that with everything going on in this world, because y'all know even back then during that time, it was wars going on overseas. It was stuff going on over here. Like everything going on. That God loved little old me enough to have this guy come from, he was living in Gwinnett County and I was living in Lithonia. To have that guy to drive to Lithonia to get me, y'all, when I tell y'all it was so humbling. It was humbling. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It's something about when you realize, you know how you feel when somebody loves you, you're like, oh wow, they really love me. When I realized that God really loved me, loved all of us, and we ain't got to perform, he love us anyhow. But it make you want to perform when you know somebody loves you. It make you want to be like, thank you for loving me, and I want to show you I appreciate it. Now, y'all, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, y'all. God knows that that's what I want to impart to anybody out there who is contemplating or thinking that life is so bad. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the situations didn't get better. What got better was me knowing that God said, if you love me, all things gonna work together for your good. So if you know you love God, anything else, because y'all listen, I was going through getting a divorce at that time, losing my house, I lost my job, everything. That didn't change. But what changed was how I felt about myself and how I saw myself. And still to this day, the love that God showed me, the grace that God showed me and continues to show, the mercy that he showed me and continues to show me, that's why I do my best to extend that same grace and same mercy to anybody. And not just saying it don't mean be crazy. It don't mean be crazy. But it's saying, when you're in a relationship with certain, you have maybe friends or something, and it allows you to understand that nobody's perfect. And if you want God to forgive you and have grace and mercy for you, you still want God to bless you, you gotta bless and do your best to show God that, hey, I'm gonna show you I appreciate what you did for me by doing it to someone who I know is not to a place in their walk with you. I'm gonna love them the way you love me to get them to that place, to where they will love you on their own now. And y'all, I know that was all over the world, but I wanted to do that. I want to try to find a polished way to do it. But like I said, just thinking, because there's so many people, y'all, that's contemplating unaliving themselves right now. There's so many people dealing with that, dealing with the craziness of thinking you got to perform for people that really don't care about you. Y'all, think about that. Like right now, you can be going through something to where you need help. And the people who are supposed to be closest to you, I'm going to tell you, you should never have to say anything to anybody who is close to you about whatever you need. Because if you're around someone who loves you, if you're around me and I love you, and I know that you need something, I promise you, you won't have to wait. And I'm going to say this on the in out. One of my brothers, I love him so much. I call him OG, triple OG. I'll never forget. We'd only known each other for a short amount of time. This was right back after I had got out of the program. I been to that Potter's house twice. And he was one of the people who I was training on his route, because he was going to be taking a vacation. Well, we just talking, and he had heard the stories about me. Oh, you the guy that they said they found the liquor bottles all over the truck, man. You a story. Y'all believe me, my old man. when I don't have to say that. I'm not laughing about that. I'm just thinking about, man, the crazy stuff that God brought me through, and how, man, like looking back at that, you have to laugh to keep from crying. But he was saying, yeah, man, they talked about you. You the guy that had this on liquor bottles all over the truck, and you did this and you did this. But we were riding for a couple of days, and he knew that I had gone, through this Christian recovery program. And I was telling him about a situation, something that happened, and I needed to come up with the money to make sure that we didn't get evicted. And I was stretched, because I'm like, man, there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to, stop it. I was simply just talking about that to him, telling him, man, I can't believe I, got home and this was, like this, and man, I'm such and such. I didn't say anything to him, because for one, we both were working, paycheck to paycheck. Well, anyway, make a long story short, when I got home that night, He called me. He said, hey, man. He called me DC. He said, hey, man, I just want to let you know, man, I just hit the cash for $1,500, and he said half of it is yours. Y'all, that's why I'm telling you this now. Don't quit before the end. Right before you feel like giving up, know that you are already at that door. You already right there. I can tell you from experience. And listen, the things don't stop happening. There are things still going on in my life right now. But the one thing that I know I hang my hat on is I know that I love God for real. So if he say all things don't work together for my good, I do my best with what I have, and I let him take care of the rest. Because I'm going to tell y'all, stress, you have to do what it takes to not allow that depression demon, that despair demon, to turn into that suicide demon, that unalive yourself demon. I apologize. But with that, much love and many blessings to whoever will see this, and know that I love y'all to life for real. I definitely hate Satan. I hate him with a passion. And I love y'all to life. So y'all be blessed. I think they're about ready to pull my truck in. So y'all be blessed.